Let all those flavors mingle together. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back in London and I'm about to start and share with you season 9 recipe videos. So this is the first recipe in the season. I can't wait for you to see all my ideas that I've gathered over the last few months when I've been traveling, and this recipe is absolutely incredible. Let's go. So guys, we're in the kitchen and today's recipe is my meaty vegan meatball. That's right, I'm going to show you how to make the meatiest vegan meatballs you will ever find, because why not? If we can make them using plant-based ingredients, no cruelty in these meatballs, why not do it? They taste better than any meatballs I've ever had in the past. I'm so proud of this recipe and I hope you try it at home and you enjoy it. So let's go. So for these meatballs, I'm going to be using seitan, which is that ancient meat replacement that's been eaten for thousands and thousands of years. It's really meaty. It's made from wheat gluten, so sorry, this isn't gluten-free. You can find Vital Wheat Gluten, which is the product that makes this, all good health food shops off Amazon. I'll pop a link below at vegan stores. Once you get making this stuff, you will absolutely love it. It's great for encouraging non-vegans to go vegan, and when they have it, they know that they're not going to miss meat because this is such a good alternative. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to get on with it. Some amazing flavors going in. First up, I'm going to make a wet mix to then eventually mix into the wheat gluten. So to a blender, add a peeled onion, a stick of celery, 5 cloves of garlic, and some chestnut mushrooms. So I'm adding some chestnut mushrooms. These are going to add a really nice earthy, meaty flavour to the meatballs. And I've just peeled these. I'm going to show you how to peel the final 2. Pop the lid on your Ninja blender and blitz up until they're roughly chopped. So there we go, just roughly chopped. The reason I do this is just to save you chopping a load of things on your board. It's a lot easier. So if you don't have a blender, obviously chop it up by hand with a knife. Let's get this in a pan now, saute in with a load of amazing herbs and a few other ingredients that are going to make these meatballs really powerful and punchy and meaty. Preheat a saucepan over a medium heat with a touch of olive oil. When the pan is hot, add the mix. To the pan, add a generous amount of sea salt and black pepper. So this is already smelling beautiful. I'm just going to let this cook out for a little bit, let the liquid evaporate, and then I'm going to add my herbs. To the pan, add 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, 1 tablespoon of dried basil, 1 tablespoon of dried sage, 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds, and 1 tablespoon of dried rosemary. Guys, I know you're going to ask, if you're wondering where I got these little tiny beautiful little pots, I got them from a market in Barcelona when I was there just before Christmas. I know they're so cute. Had to get them. Next to the pan, add some tomato puree and miso paste for its umami flavour. So this is smelling so rich, so flavoursome, so bold. But I'm going to add some red wine now, and that is going to add that richness that meatballs have. If you don't want to use red wine, or if you don't want alcohol in the recipe whatsoever, then use non-alcoholic red wine. It just adds such a good flavour, the red wine. If you don't want to use it at all, then just add veg stock. I'm also going to add some veg stock, just double the amount, and the full written recipe is on my website, just so you know. So let's go. Next, I'm going to add a cupful of tofu. If you don't want to add tofu, just add a cupful of chickpeas blitzed up. So I'm just crumbling this in at this point. It'll help thicken up this mixture. And the reason why I add this is just to add a sort of another sort of protein, and it's a bit sciencey, but the way the wheat gluten works, if you look into the science of it, the way it's made up, it needs to have another form of protein to sort of fill in the molecules. This is way too sciencey for me even, but just adding some tofu helps make the meatballs more meaty, in my opinion. You'll still achieve a really good meatball by using chickpeas instead of the tofu, but if you can add tofu, add it, it's good. So in essence, what I should have just said, this tofu helps bulk out the meatball. Thanks, Ollie, for telling me to keep it simple and not try to get all sciencey. Leave this to cook for around 4 to 5 minutes. Let some of that liquid evaporate. Let it flake, like all those mingles, just let all those flavours mingle together until it's so rich and bold. And this is making this whole place here today smell beautiful. This is unbelievable. It's just intensified after just leaving it for a few minutes. I'm turning this off now, and I would actually love to just serve this as a sauce, which you could do actually. It may be a bit salty because I added the miso and a generous amount of sea salt. If you're going to use this as a sauce, just alter those two, but you need that amount of seasoning and umami flavour to overpower the wheat gluten, which has like not a nice taste, so you need to overpower it with all of this. That's why I've slammed as many flavours in as possible. Right, with all of my seitan wheat gluten recipes, it's so important to knead the dough. And I've now converted over to a mixer, and I'm going to get my wheat gluten into it, add this, and mix it in the mixer for 10 minutes, and that should be kneaded up beautifully, and then we can form it into the meatballs. We're nearly there, I promise. Right, we need to get this on now, kneading for 10 minutes. What I'm going to do, start off on a low speed and then build it up when it's come together. Guys, if you don't have one of these mixers, don't worry, you can still make this recipe. Just knead it by hand for about 12 minutes, be really firm, okay? It's not like bread dough, you've got to be really firm, get your elbows into it. In the past, in some of my old videos, you would have seen me punching it, hitting it with a rolling pin. Yeah, so just be firm with it. Anyway, I'm going to say something really YouTuber-y, because I'm now a YouTuber. I think I've accepted the fact I'm a YouTuber. Please, can you subscribe right now if you haven't done already? I'm trying to get to 1 million subscribers so then I can open a restaurant. That's my dream. I want to give my food to as many people as I can. I want you to come down and try it, but I only want to do it once I've reached that milestone of 1 million subscribers. I appreciate everyone that's been subscribing, so please subscribe now, and I'll continue making the videos, and hopefully one day I'll have a restaurant too. YouTuber thing over. So there we go. Our dough has been kneading for about 10 to 12 minutes, and now I need to ball it up. And this is something fun that you can do with friends and family. I've got my mate Joe coming in to help me now to ball these up. Even sizes, if you're going to struggle to make even meatballs, then I recommend just getting some weighing scales. I'd say about 50 grams per meatball is a decent size, 40 to 50 grams. I've got Joe to help me, and we're going to ball these up. And you want to ball these up into a baking tray. Make sure they're all the same size. I'll be watching your Instagram posts. So, last couple of balls. I was just thinking I always embarrass you in my videos. This is another thing you can do with your dates. Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Right, let's wash our hands and get these cooking. So, I've got some lovely balls here now. Before I put these into the oven to cook, what I like to do is get some really nice caramelization, or as my American friends say, caramelization, onto these meatballs. And in a frying pan behind me. Once they're caramelized, I'm going to get some red wine, some tomato, some veg stock, onion and bay leaf. No onion actually. Cover this with that liquid and some foil, and then into the oven for about an hour and a half, set at 175 degrees Celsius. But I want to give you a warning. Some ovens fluctuate with temperature, so please keep an eye on them, because in the past some people have done my recipes and they said, oh, so-and-so it dried out, blah, blah, blah. Check your oven temperature, okay? It could be too hot. You have to keep an eye on it, okay? My spiel is done. I'm gonna get these cooking. Preheat a non-stick pan over a medium heat and add a touch of oil. When the pan is hot, add the meatballs and cook for around 4 minutes until they're nice and caramelized. So, look how beautiful they look now. They're going to get better. Once they're golden like this and caramelized, get them out into the roasting tray and continue to cook the rest. So I'm going to get my broth ingredients on top. The important thing to say, if you overcook them in the pan, if they get too dark, they're going to get even darker when they go in the oven. So just don't cook them too much in the pan. First up, add some red wine and some vegetable stock to the pan. Next, add around a cup of chopped tomatoes from a can. Next, add some fresh thyme, rosemary and a bay leaf. Add a pinch of pepper and give it a little shake. Cover over with some foil and pop it in the oven. So they're in the oven now, as I said, for 1.5 hours. You don't really need to touch them. They can cook there unless your oven is so hot. You'll need to flip them around, add more liquid, but just keep an eye. Ovens vary in temperature, as I said before. 175 degrees is what you need it to be at. Celsius, that is. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to make a lovely tomato sauce, cook some spaghetti to serve them up, but I really recommend making these meatballs a few days in advance to actually when you're going to serve them, just so you can get that whole process of making the meatballs out the way, and then when you want to serve them, you just heat them up, saute them in the pan, make your sauce, make your pasta, and you're done. And these meatballs can also be put in the freezer for about 3 months or kept in the fridge for about a week. So, wicked. Let's go. Wow, this smells good. So, my sauce is done. Well, almost done. My pasta's almost al dente. And these meatballs need to be seen. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Look at these. These meatballs are looking incredible. Now, there's already a bit of a sauce here, but as you can see, I've made my sauce. I like to get these into a frying pan, get them nice and caramelized again on the outside, and then add the sauce into it. So we have a nice meatball sauce ratio. Guys, look how incredible these look. I add that extra sauce because I want more. I want the sauce to sort of coat around all these meatballs. These are just looking unbelievable, and the texture, they're firm to the touch and they're meaty, and that's obviously what I'm trying to achieve here. I can't wait to serve these up with some pasta. Serve this with a bit more cracked black pepper and some basil. Wow, look at this. And guys, I am literally mouth-watering. Look at that plate of food. My meaty meatballs and the rich tomato sauce. I need to give this a taste. What I need to do is cut into one so you can see the inside and see the texture. So that's what I'm going to do. Wow. That is the best meatball I have ever eaten in my 26 years on this planet, I promise you. So meaty. For those people that are going to comment below this video before they've watched this or made it, saying, oh, you can't call it a meatball, there's no meat. That is so meaty. This is vegan meat. This is the future of meat. It's honestly, it's incredible. The tomato sauce works so amazingly well with it. The red wine really helps. It's such bold flavors. The meatball has got all those dried herbs in it that just make it so authentic tasting. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of this recipe. I actually wrote this on a plane, one flight, and I was hoping it would work, and I tested it and it worked, and now I've made it for you guys, and I hope you recreate it, and I'll definitely, when I have my restaurant, have this on the menu. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry about the wait for a new recipe video. This is season 9. Make sure you've liked, shared and subscribed. I'm going to do giveaways over this next season. There's going to be some amazing recipes, some recipes that you've been really asking for.